If you keep quitting everything you start, you're not lazy, you're not weak. You're trapped in a psychological loop that has nothing to do with your willpower, and everything to do with how your brain was wired to seek comfort. Ancient samurai warriors discovered this trap centuries ago, and once you understand what they found, discipline stops feeling like a battle and starts feeling like a choice. There was a young samurai named Kenji, and here's the strange part: Kenji wasn't lazy, so he trained harder than almost anyone when he started something new. He was first to the sword drills, first to archery, first to calligraphy, but something always happened at the same point. A few weeks in, the excitement would die, progress would slow, the practice would start to feel like repetition without reward, and Kenji would quietly set down whatever he was holding and move on. He told himself he was still searching for his true path, but years passed, and now when Kenji was still standing exactly where he began. Think about the last thing you quit: the gym, a language, a business, a creative project. The pattern is always the same, isn't it? You started with energy, then something changed. Not your goal, not your talent, just the feeling. That shift from excitement to resistance is the moment most people call quitting their decision. But it isn't a decision, it's a trap. The brain releases dopamine when things are new. It rewards beginning, but it doesn't reward the middle. The middle is silent. The middle feels like nothing is happening, and so we abandon the middle and start something new just to feel that rush again. You haven't been quitting because you're unfocused. You've been quitting because no one ever taught you to love the middle. One evening, Kenji's master sat beside him and said nothing for a long time. Then he spoke. "You do not quit because things are too hard, Kenji. You quit because you have never learned to love the middle." Kenji didn't understand, but he would. The greatest swordsman in history, Miyamoto Musashi, trained the same movements thousands of times. Not because he loved repetition, because repetition is the only road to mastery, and he refused to be turned back by discomfort. The samurai called this Fudoshin, the immovable mind, not a mind that never doubts, not a mind that always feels ready, a mind that does not change direction just because the feeling has changed. Here's what that means for you. Feelings change every single day. Commitment does not have to. The samurai didn't ask, "Do I feel like training today?" They asked, "Did I commit to training today?" Those are very different questions, and the one you ask yourself every morning determines everything. A student at a dojo was given one task: practice a single sword form every morning for 100 days. By week 2, Osid felt pointless. His friends were learning new techniques while he repeated the same movement over and over. He almost quit, but he didn't. And something strange happened. Around day 30, his body began to understand what his mind couldn't explain. The movement stopped being something he did and started being something he was. By day 100, he demonstrated the form in front of the dojo, and everyone watching saw something unexpected. Not just clean technique, presence, stillness, a confidence that can't be performed, only earned. His friends who had moved quickly from skill to skill looked at him and wondered how he had advanced so fast. But he hadn't moved fast. He had simply refused to stop. If you're someone who quits everything you start, hear this. You are not broken. You are not someone who lacks passion. You have simply been following your feelings instead of your commitments. And here's the painful part. Quitting is never one big dramatic moment. It's 100 small moments, a skipped day, a reason to wait, a small voice that says, maybe tomorrow. Discipline works the same way, but in reverse. It's 100 small moments of choosing commitment over comfort, even when the gap between effort and reward feels unbearable. That gap, that quiet, uncomfortable middle, is where everyone else turned back, which means it's also where mastery lives. The samurai way to discipline is not complicated. Choose one thing, not the thing that excites you most right now, the thing you're willing to stay with when the excitement dies. Then stay with it. Through the doubt, through the days when nothing feels like it's working, through the version of yourself that wants to start something new. Because here's what nobody tells you. The version of you that you're trying to become, the focused, disciplined, masterful version, is not waiting at the beginning of a new path. It's waiting at the place where you kept quitting. As the samurai once said, fall 7 times, rise 8. Not because you are not tired, but because the path does not end until you do. The immovable mind isn't built in a single day. It's built in the decision made again and again to keep going. That decision is yours right now. Thank you for watching.